Alright, taking a look at the snom 821. Not quite the first look, but at the snom 821 here. Alright, overall the phone feels a lot like the 870. The screen is not a touch screen, although it's a nice color screen. You don't have the touch screen. One thing we'll notice, it does have the Wi-Fi stick ability to plug a Wi-Fi in. Another thing that I noticed is that the unit has the bracket already mounted. So if you're doing a lot of these, it's a little more efficient than the 870, which you had to mount. Also in the back here, another enhancement over the 821 is that we have a Gigabit switch in the back here. And we also have a USB, not sure exactly what that's going to be for. And we have a headset, and also headset 1, headset 2. Can run by power over Ethernet. This one was not set up to do that. There's no, unlike the 871, there's no USB on the side. The USB's in the back, and you'll notice up here on the top that we have the missed call light blinking. Down here we have the red voicemail. The other buttons are pretty standard fare. We have some lighted buttons down here, the mute, speaker, and headset buttons. And I was curious how snom was going to implement the BLF, since there's only 4 buttons here. But what I'm going to do is just going to make a call on this other phone. You can have these either call lights, call appearances, or BLF, and I'll just make a call on this other phone so you can see that.
This is the mailbox phone.
Alright, so you can see the BLF light, and you can also see that you can monitor the BLF on up to 12 phones, and when one of those phones becomes busy, it switches to the BLF screen. I'm guessing there's a setting for that, but by default that's what it does. So I'll hang up on this other phone and we'll watch this. It goes away from that screen. Alright, it's a little different way, but I was wondering how snom was going to do it without a touch screen. That you can assign this button to go to your, oh, kind of washed it out there. Let me see it. To go to your virtual keys, then you can either use the arrow keys to move around, or you can use these buttons which correspond to each one of the virtual BLF buttons. Alright. The phone is largely like the 870. It does not have a touch screen, but it does have a Gigabit port in. Another thing I noticed on this phone, and I didn't remember it with the 870, and I don't have one right by to check, but it has a very mushy feel. You don't even like the cheap SPA 940 or Linksys 941 below. When you press it, you don't get a over center feel. It has kind of a mushy feel. I mean, it works. It doesn't quite feel right in my opinion. The rest of the buttons are very good. You notice the red and green button are oriented like a cell phone. Other than that, I think snom should introduce a camera to make this into a video phone, but at this point there's no such thing. The phone by itself is probably not an ideal receptionist phone, and currently the Vision does not have BLF, but we'll see what happens there to make this so this could be an ideal receptionist phone.